Okay, so it's about 9:40 something here out in the West Coast. I've been contacted by three individuals, and they're just blowing me up on the Mark 47 reissue from Hot Toys. They're reissuing the Mark 47, and I guess folks just want to kind of get my reaction to it because they know I'm not a big fan on reissues. I'm just not. I don't like it. I don't like it unless it serves a purpose. And clearly, I get it. Hot Toys is a business. They obviously monitor the third party market, the secondary market on eBay, and they see that the Mark 47 is trending anywhere between 1,500 to $2,000. And you can actually check the sold auctions, and the piece is fetching that. That's great for the sellers who are willing to part with it. And I guess I should sympathize for the buyers who want the piece now. I don't. It's kind of hard for me, and I'm not trying to stir anything up. I just want to put out the video because it's a little bit frustrating for us veteran hot toy collectors that have been in the business, not in the business, but collecting for in the while. I still have my Mark 47. I bought my Mark 47 when it launched. I show no sympathy for buyers out there who are stomping their feet at reissues. I've seen some of the comments. Oh, great. This is me. We're going to get the reissue of the diecast Mark 5. This is me. We're going to get the reissue of the Mark 6. Where were you guys? That's my question. Where were you when all this stuff was sitting on pre-order for over a year? I don't get it. If you missed the boat, then you missed the boat. It's plain and simple. You shouldn't be offended. This is it. Hot Toys. This is the way it's always been. This is the way. I chase a lot of these pieces, and then when I get bored, I do keep my collection recycled. I get bored, and I end up either selling it, and sometimes I break even, and sometimes I make a profit. That's just the way it is. I don't sell. In the beginning, when I got into Hot Toys, I used to sell some of my pieces to make a profit. I don't. I'm to the point now where I collect pieces that I want and so forth. And down the road, if I get bored, I'll throw it on eBay or go on Instagram or go through other means and channels or locally and sell the piece. I always feel that Hot Toys as a company, and I know they're privately held, and this is me just speculating, that they overstretch themselves. They do stupid shit like this where they see that a certain piece is gaining a lot of momentum and traction on the third party market, and they're like, well, we can reissue, make it. Well, great, but then what happens to the collectors that commit to other characters, other figures, and that we've pre-ordered? For example, Superman, Justice League. I've pre-ordered that. I backed that up. So are you pushing the release of Superman so that you can squeeze some other stuff here? I don't get it. Why don't they work in a queue? They are a very secretive company. They don't really gather the opinions of the collectors, the people that support them. I've never, not once, ever been contacted by Hot Toys. They've never asked me for my opinion, and I don't expect them to. It's privately held. They're not being traded. So why? I'm not a shareholder, so they have no. I have no say in that. But at least respect or show some decency to the collectors that are supporting your products. I have characters that I'm pre-ordering, and when you keep us waiting for what's the Superman from almost 2 years? Why would I still have interest in that character when it feels, and I could be wrong, but again, all I can do is speculate because you don't share your business practices. You don't share what you're going to release. You start a collection, you don't finish it. It can be really, really frustrating. And then, when you do business tactics like this, you don't show the collector the respect that they deserve. And so us collectors, then we start looking at other companies and other manufacturers and so forth. I still have my Mark 47 right here. Here it is. And I don't intend selling it. When I reviewed it back in 2017 when it was released, it was a gorgeous piece. I didn't understand why the popularity on it kind of just exploded. I just don't get it. But speaking to the collectors, you folks out in the audience, I remember the couple of things I remember is that it was one of the things. It was one of the characters that got thrown in a lot of Hot Toy collectors' pre-order list to the very bottom. It's sent to the bottom because that year, 2017, the us collectors were getting bombarded with a lot of the Civil War characters, and I remember that. I remember those. That year was brutal for us, so you had to pick the short end of the stick. And I remember the Homecoming suit was just released. Bucky, Captain America, Black Panther. 2017 was a very brutal year. As far as pre-orders from the 2016 Civil War, I remember that. One of my biggest regrets was not picking up the Bucky from Civil War because it was. And then I think wasn't 2017 too the year that we picked up the War Machine diecast one. So I understand. I mean I can sympathize with a collector on there, but to me that's the game. I've always felt, when it comes to this type of stuff, there'd be rules or ethics or something like that. But I'm probably going to get a hate. I don't want to get hate. I'm like, oh, you're just hating because you had it. I'm like, where were you guys? This stuff was, like I said, this particular suit. And here's the kicker too. This Mark 47 suit, it sat on Sideshow shelves. It sat. I ended up buying mine on eBay with a coupon. I ended up paying $278 for mine. I got mine discounted. I reviewed mine in November, and it had been released already a few months prior. So I reviewed mine late. So it's just one of those things that I guess the popularity, it just kind of exploded. Nobody believed in the suit, and I guess it just kind of blew up. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it because it, clearly it affects the value, and then it gives me the impression that other characters, other figures that are in the pre-order queue now get pushed back. Where's our diecast Mark 1? Why not finish the original 7? Why are you going back to the Mark 47 diecast reissue? Why not announce the diecast Mark 1? I'm totally fine with reissues if you improve the technology. I've seen the results that Hot Toys that they're able to accomplish when they reissue a figure. When they reissued the Mark 5 in the diecast from the regular plastic version, it was beautiful. It was gorgeous. That, to me, garnered a phenomenal reissue. Same thing with the Mark 6, where they were able to reissue. That's what I like to see. Those are the reissues that I'm all on board. I'm one of their biggest Iron Man supporters. But don't go back. Don't go back and reissue some of these suits. This is going to be a year out when you pick this up. So now you have something that's getting reissued that's not going to compete in the market at the time. What's going to be released at that time? It could be the Iron Man Patriot. Here's the thing. There's always going to be something being released that you're going to want to pause and so forth. My advice to Hot Toys, I don't know if they ever listen to me or not, move forward. Look forward into the future. Look forward, progress the technology. You're doing such a good job with these reissues, with the diecast reissues. Continue it. If you really want to make money, Iron Man, the product sells. Why not go back to the house party protocols and reissue some of those in diecast, improve some of the technology? Why not go back and finish the house party protocol suits? Why not do that? Why not reissue some of those in diecast instead of going back and reissuing the 47 and taking your labor workforce now from other projects that they could be focusing on? What about the Matrix? What about Back to the Future? What about Back to the Future? Stop half-assing your pre-orders. Why don't you go back and finish some of the lines where some of us collectors are supporting? Anything Back to the Future, I'm willing to support to them. Just, I don't know. I feel like they could do a better job. I feel like they can do such a better job. We collectors, we just kind of bend over and take it. And it just kind of sucks. It just, see, and I don't know. Maybe they're hiring more people. Great. The company is growing. I don't know that. They don't share any of this with us. They don't tell us what's going on. They're like, okay, we're going to reissue this. We see that the Mark 47 is averaging $1,500, so let's just go ahead and reissue it. It's just stupid. It's just stupid where it doesn't show any loyalty to the collectors. It doesn't show any loyalty to us. We're the ones that are trying to support you, give us the stuff we want. But that being said, I'll play advocate. Give us the stuff we want. People want this. Again, I've seen the comments like, "Oh, reissue the Mark V diecast." Why? Why are we going back? I just want to look forward to the future.